It was recently suggested to me that I was avoiding looking into a situation, quote, because it makes it easy for me to go on with my daily ceremonies. Guilty as charged. That's a spot on analysis. But I think we all tend to accept those unfortunate facts of life that we seemingly have little or no control over. When faced with a situation that is either inescapable or one in which the apparent costs of removing oneself from the situation far outweigh any gains that you can seem to get, so you maintain the status quo and you tend to ignore or rationalize away the negatives. Or worse yet, you convince yourself that you've chosen and prefer the current situation to an alternative. This is something that, as an atheist, I've struggled with for years. How to act when I see no ultimate purpose or meaning behind any action. How do you find meaning in the meaningless? Where the religious person has an idea or delusion of a higher power imparting meaning on their life, what does an atheist have? My answer to this problem has been the realization that most of the time I fool myself into acting as though there was meaning when, upon reflecting, I can find no meaning other than that which I choose to subjectively impart on any situation. This is the basis for many atheists' morality. Avoidance of the unfortunate or inconvenient or inescapable happens in nearly all lasting or lengthy relationships. We see this everywhere from battered spouses to religious relationships with a deity. We rationalize away the negatives of that which we cannot easily or cheaply escape. If we were to continuously focus on those aspects of a person that we dislike or disagree with, we would become mired in those thoughts and find ourselves unable to follow the everyday routines that the relationship requires of us. Like listening to my father chew. As a painter, I spend hour upon hour applying paint to walls for what are essentially purely aesthetic purposes. One coat of primer is all that you need to maintain the integrity of the drywall. Now, if I were to spend my days focused on the meaninglessness of my job, I'd definitely find it difficult to motivate myself to use my time and energies to do it. And so I fool myself, I distract myself, I try not to think of the unfortunate truth. I do this because I have bills to pay, and my ultimately meaningless actions result in my being able to pay them. Because I've ranked my financial responsibilities and desire to maintain my meager lifestyle over my desire to have all my actions be meaningful. I've deluded myself because it makes my life easier.